Okay, I've got something for you. The new parts have been fitted to the car. The simulation numbers are good, so I look forward to your feedback. Check out the details.
Welcome to Monaco for this weekend's Formula One Grand Prix. It's a race that is truly steeped in history, but before the drivers turn their attention to winning, they first need to get through today's tricky practice session. I'm here with Anthony Davidson once again. Nice to see you, Ant, and I wanted to ask you about how you go about improving the car over the course of a practice session. How much would you say is already known from the pre-race simulations? And how much do you have to do, how much do you have to work on with a real car on a real circuit?
Well, that's a good question, Crofty, and I suppose the simple answer is that there's no such thing as too much information. As you say, the bigger teams have very complex simulations, vast numbers of clever people crunching the numbers back at base. But what they can't tell you is stuff like how the track condition's going to be, or what the temperature's going to be doing over the course of the day, and how all of that's going to be interacting with the tyre. There are so many millions of tiny variables involved in getting these cars around a racetrack quickly, but the computer can't tailor the car to a driver's specific balance requirements. At some point, you still need to put a human being in there and have them feel it through the seat of their pants. And that's why we end up with different drivers having different setups. So what I'm trying to say is, Crofty, nothing beats on-track testing.
Right, Chris probably mentioned the new parts that have come in from the factory. Well, they're all fitted and good to go. I hope they do the trick. Don't push the car just yet. The track is still green. Try and take it easy for the first couple of laps. turn 12, turn 14, turn 15, turn 16. To remain dry for a while. We will update you if the outlook changes. You've knocked the front wing. The damage only looks minor, but you'll need to take it easy to avoid making the problem worse. This is the last lap of the program, final lap of the program. Program complete. Good work. Head on back to the garage and we'll start going over the data. We've had to spend time repairing the damage to the car. If you want to know specific information or make certain changes to the car during a pit stop, you can tell me what you want over the radio. Press and hold the radio button to activate the system, and you can either speak the command or select it manually from the radio screen that will appear on the multifunction display. While the radio is active, cycle through command groups with the MFD button. So far, our fastest lap is a 1:24.5.
Quick look at the classification at the end of the session then. Here are your top three: Rosberg, Ricciardo and Kimi Raikkonen. Practice times are on the board then, but no points are on offer just yet. We'll be back with more F1 action soon.
At the end of this session, we need to return 2 sets of tyres. We'll give back the 2 most warm sets, so we may as well get the most out of them while we can. They won't be available for the rest of the weekend, though, so don't run too hard on anything you might need later on. was okay on the last lap. us up here, then we'll let you know. Well, and that last lap was easier on the tyres than we anticipated. So we can analyze the data. Box this lap.
An interesting practice session there then. Let's remind ourselves of the top three, who are Hamilton, Raikkonen and Daniel Ricciardo. That's it for practice then. We'll see you again soon.
as you know, this is the third and final practice session of the weekend. Plenty of useful data. Return to base when you can so we can go over it. So far, our fastest lap is a 1 minute 19.7. Of rain now. If the situation changes, we'll let you know. skill, but also your discipline. Even on a conservative lap, those barriers are never more than a few inches away. Take a single liberty and you'll be in them. So focus on getting into a consistent rhythm. It's confidence first, speed second round here, okay?
As all the cars are now over the line, your top three again are a Ferrari, Rosberg and Daniel Ricciardo. Thank you for joining us for free practice today. We'll be back with more Formula One action very shortly.
Hi, how are you? I'm just passing on your qualifying goals for this weekend.
We're here in magical Monaco for this afternoon's qualifying session, which will be getting underway shortly. It always looked like the kind of track that asks an awful lot of the rear tyres, such as the frequency of low-speed exits.
Well, tyre management is key here, specifically the rears. It's all too easy to overheat and wear the rear tyres as they're punished out of the low-speed corners. Most teams won't be able to avoid some kind of issue here, especially the teams that are running less downforce.
Qualifying is complete and we're all set for an exciting race tomorrow. Your top three are a Ferrari, Hamilton and Nico Rosberg. The grid is set then, so that just leaves the race itself. Join us tomorrow, where we'll be live with all the action. And until then, it's goodbye.